Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius review video. And we've got 4 units to review here. I apologize that it took so long to get this review out. Usually I get that out pretty fast. But I had to do half of the work translating it on my own and with some help from my Discord. So if you want to join my Discord and know a lot of more information very quickly, join the Discord. Anyways, Cleome finally gets Neovision Awakening. Alright, let's get into it. Higher mods or their enhancements in her base form. Now she has 200% undead and machine killers. She now has, her Limit Burst is now 60 times with 50% defense ignore. So that's a big buff, slightly at least. Her Brave Shift form, she's basically Dark Zidane or Sephiroth or whatever else you want to say. 5 times cap, 500% cap, 600% cap with Lightning's STMR. 200% TDH, 100% undead and machine killer, so she lost 100 just because shifting. And 200% low burst damage passive, which will be very useful for getting those killers and things, because you don't have to equip as much low burst damage. She has 400 times mod, or 40 times mod boost passive besides low burst. Not 50, just 40 this time, I guess. And also her Brave Shift low burst, 130% Dark Imperil, and after using it 3 times, you get 230 times mod. No infinite turns, no 600% cap in her base form, or even 5 times, or 500%. So you basically need to equip 2 Lightning STMRs to make her viable in terms of being a damage dealer. She also needs a dupe in her base form because she has this intricate type of dealing damage. And yeah, she basically is like Sephiroth is Zidane in Brave Shift form, but it's not as easy to use, and I'll explain this. Basically, she wants to be a finisher in her Brave Shift form, but she only has 3 turns to accomplish this, and she needs to be basically using her Limit Burst every single turn, or else you are not getting that max stack. And when she shifts back, she would like to have a dupe. So it's a very strange situation where if she shifts back, it's hard because she has such an intricate way of dealing damage where you have to use. People in global don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. So I'll explain very quickly. She uses a bunch of abilities to ramp up her mods, and then she uses a chain, and then she self caps. If you haven't seen I made a lot of videos on Cleome, so it's very hard to make her Brave Shift form work. She's basically going to be like a Dark Visions finisher, because otherwise if you're using it for a trial and she shifts back and you don't have a dupe, then what? You're not going to be dealing very much damage in her base form without a dupe. This ain't really going to happen too well. So I think they did an okay job, but I think I was hoping for better. I was actually hoping that she might be like True Dual Wield in her Brave Shift form or something, and it might be just decent. I even got Axstar's STMR just for the occasion. I thought she would be True Dual Wield or something, but nope, so I just wasted that. Oh well. I don't know what to grade her. It's just kind of awkward. If you're using a dupe, she's probably going to be really strong. I'm going to try to test that out. So I think she'll be strong, but I think she's going to be awkward to use. So I'm going to go ahead and give her an 8 out of 10, and that hurts a lot. That hurts me a lot. Let's just move on. We got Daisy here. In her base form, she has 100% I almost said LB damage. I'm almost always saying that. 100% HP passive. She has a 230% full stat buff, 50% general and physical mitigation for all allies, plus she has that physical cover. That's one of her level up abilities. In her Brave Shift form, physical 70% physical mitigation for all allies on cooldown, 99%, I don't know why it's not 100, but I guess it would be too broken if it was, alright? 99% physical, magical, fairy, and stone killer. I almost said killer. See, it's hard to say these things sometimes. Mitigation for fairy or spirit stone mitigation, and also for all allies 1 turn. So if you really need for that, that's there. And also in her base form, she has 300% defense TDH with a shield. Magical and physical 75% fairy mitigation. Plus 6k HP barrier on our Lunapurse there. So the biggest complaint I see is that she doesn't have any defense TDH in her base form, but she was probably doing just fine without it. I mean, honestly, it's fine. And our not having infinite turns is not a big deal, but I just put that there anyways. I'll always put it there. No magical mitigation besides green magic, and you need EX3 to get preemptive cover, which I think C card gets without needing to go that far. So she seems good, but there's a lot of physical cover tanks now. Like, there are so many on the JP side. On the global side, there actually will be also a lot because of King Behemi. So there's Duran, whose racial form has physical cover, I think. Pretty sure it does. And Gladio, and Gabranth, and now Daisy. And there's a few others that I've already forgotten because I didn't get a lot of sleep. So I apologize for that. But yeah, there's a lot of physical cover tanks in the game now. So unless you really like Daisy, I don't think she's going to be that amazing unless you really like her abilities. I think that her Lunapurse and her racial form is quite good with that 60 HP parry that you can probably get off pretty fast. So I'm gonna go 8.5. I think she's good. She's not terrible. She's just pretty good, not terrible. All right, so I don't think there's gonna be any problems with this, but I had to translate this all myself, along with some help in my Discord. So there's no wiki page for this. So this is why it took so long. Her STMR is quite good, but you really would only use it for the magical spear and stone killer, not so much for the physical because it doesn't give any attack on it. So 100% stop resist though is quite good. Anyways, she has in her base Lunapurse 300% stat buff, 250% Lunapurse damage buff, 35% earth amp for all allies. And we have 30% amp for all allies on an ability. Pretty high actually, pretty high. No earth imbue I think though. And also 100% stone and plant killer, physical magical for all allies. Now there's some things that I might not be mentioning because it's not really worth mentioning. Like she has a 25% accuracy debuff. You think I'm gonna mention that? No. Not very good. Anyways, she has 50% accuracy buff and 10 LB fill to start at the start of the battle. But it's only for 1 turn. The 50% accuracy buff. It's only for 1 turn, so it's kind of whatever. And she has. So we're gonna talk about the haste. She does have a grandness ability that reduces cooldowns of one ally, basically by 1 turn for her grandness ability. On her SLB, it's 2 turns reduction. So it's a bit of a niche thing, but it might be useful in some cases. I'm sure you guys will figure out something. She has 300% spirit TDH with a shield, so she's going to be very tanky in terms of spirit. I heard that she doesn't have a lot of HP, but she'll be very spirit tanky, so she'll be able to take a lot of magic damage if it comes down to that. So in her super limit burst, she has haste for 1 ally. This one is improved over her grandness ability, obviously. So now she has the ability to reduce the cooldown of 2 turns instead of 1. And also she has 300% stab buff still, 300% Lunapurse damage buff, and also 45% earth amp for all allies. Alright, so the accuracy debuff and buff is still very niche and almost useless. There's almost no need for it to exist. There's only been 1 trial that you ever need that for. Maybe there'll be a trial where you need to use an accuracy debuff, and maybe then they'll be useful again. And you need EX3 to get her 160% stone killer buff, which is ridiculous. I think these EX2 and 3 things are getting out of control now. And guess what, guys? The crowns are back for Madam, Edel, and Fizzless. So unless you're pulling on this banner, you're never going to be able to get those buffs for those characters. It's becoming extremely ridiculous now that they're tying crowns to enhancement abilities, and you'll need tons of crowns. They give one crown for free, but then you need the other crowns from the banner. I don't like this. I know that they're trying to get more money in some way, but I just think this is terrible. Remember when enhancements used to be free? Free in terms of like just getting them in game and, you know, stuff like that. I think that's ridiculous. I think this EX3 thing is getting out of hand. But at least 100%, 160% Stone Killer buff really would only be useful for like Dark Visions or something. So what do I think about her? I think the Haste thing is kind of a niche. I'm sure there's gonna be like 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 units that would like to have their cooldowns reduced. I can't think of anything right now because my brain is so tired. But let me know in the comment section down below, what would that be useful for? Because remember guys, it's only for cooldowns as of this video. Maybe in the future they'll buff it to be other things, but I believe it's only cooldowns. So I think I'm gonna go 8.5 for her. She's a pretty good support, but not incredible or amazing or anything, just pretty good, and she has some niches. And finally, oh my god, this unit I was looking forward to, but we'll get into it. 200% magic TDH, 200% low burst damage passive, which is pretty impressive, I'll say. I like that they're giving out 200% low burst damage passives to some units so that you can put killers on them. They're finally understanding that. She has water and light bolting strike chain. She has 40 times mod buff for all abilities on her cooldown for 4 turns. 100% bug and bird killer, so already 2 niche killers all combined into one. Two very niche killers. And her normal low burst, 120% light and peril, 100% low burst damage passive, or not passive, buff, and 150 times mod light damage, so her chaining is basically 4 times CWA. And also her super low burst is 125% light and peril, 35% light amp, 100% bird and bug killer, and 300 times mod with also 4 times CWA. I just put those there just in case, because like in case you're wondering, because I know Kurosami has different hits for his low burst and super low burst. So guys, remember when I talked about Medina and all the things that she can do? She can do several things like being a finisher or being an SLB chainer or doing freeze chaining or things like that. Whereas Paus is the complete opposite, where she almost does nothing. She has no self magic buff. She has niche killers. She's way worse than Medina in terms of being a super low burst chainer. She's S-Teamer fodder, and her S-Teamer is very good. I wish I could get it, because finally units like Vivi could be finally geared really well. And just basically made for people who couldn't get Medina on JP, because on JP Medina is a paid unit, or on global she's not. So are people actually gonna pull for her on global? I feel like it's gonna be a big skip on global for people, because you can get Medina very easily on global. She's UOCable. So Paus is just, I don't want to be too negative, but she just doesn't seem very good. I'm sorry. I was looking forward to her actually. I was actually looking forward to seeing what they would do, if they would be able to top Medina, but they can't. They didn't. Medina is way better than this unit. The fact that she has no self magic buff requires her to be buffed by someone else. And her lone burst is like whatever, so I'm gonna go 7.5, and then that I might regret that later, because it might come out like a big video from some JP YouTuber comes out and she does like insane damage. But I don't think, I mean, 300 times mod chaining is not that amazing, and you need to have the SLB. I think Medina's better, because Medina can do the freeze, she can do the self magic buff, she has that ice finisher with MP, basically it's basically Ice Holy, and the SLB chaining, which is, you guys have probably already seen that. So 7.5 for Paus. Her STMR is amazing, but the unit itself is kind of like, what if you don't have anyone else, or you didn't have Medina, then that's probably fine to get her. Anyways guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you watched all the way through, please give a like, please give a subscription, and let me know what you guys think about the review, like I said, in the comment section down below. Who won on the banner? Who's the biggest winner on the banner? And I'll try to make a video for Cleome. Of course, you guys know that I will. I'll try to figure something out. I'll try to make her work in some way, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.